What's up, everybody? I'm out trying to start from the ground, and before I get into what I want to say this here. Uh, Before I get started, I've been at the bottom like all my life, right? But I'm out here because I'm listening to my family. Like first and foremost, I believe without based upon my life and what I've been through and everything in my life and from look, y'all. All right. Matter of fact, I used to live in that apartment up yonder. Hold on. Me and my mother, we lived right up there in that apartment where you see my hand at right there. Guess how old I was right here living in this area? I was 18. I grew up living in a single parent household. I know a lot of people gonna take that and misinterpret that in on a whole nother level. But what I want to say is that you see what my life is, right? You see I'm out here, and I'm not just deliberately just being out here uh, just making up something. I just woke up one day as a child and said, you know what? I I want to wait. I want to struggle. I really wants to live in this single parent household. I really wants to do this, and I really wants to struggle. I really wants to live in this world and not have just be poor. I didn't wake up to that. I was born into that. Okay, I was really literally born into that. So right now, the reason you see me walking out here now is because I'm trying to build myself up. I mean, the Most High says, build your kingdom up. Don't labor not to be rich. Cease from thy own wisdom and all that type of stuff. And I'm doing that. You see what I'm saying? But I feel like it's a lot of people is against me because, as will it be safe to say, I'm trying to stand up for the right thing and trying to stand up for the truth. You see what I'm saying? I got blocked on Instagram and Facebook just trying to speak out and tell somebody the truth. Now, people listening to this video, they figure or they thinking that I'm complaining, right? I'm looking up because I'm trying to pay attention to this. All right, just to my walks, I won't run it, walk. All right, okay. But anyway, yeah, a lot of people look at me in the way that I'm talking because they feel that I'm complaining. No, there's a difference in between complaining and actually telling the truth about a condition or a situation that you are currently in. You see what I'm saying? Uh, I was in somebody's live, and I pay attention to the simpler thing. And what I said, negative stuff gets more attention than anything. And it seems like to me, and I'm not trying to misjudge anyone. If I'm misjudging, I'm not. I don't want to do that. If I'm misquoting or whatever, then they welcome to comment it in the comment section and let me know. I mean, so like, explain or whatever. Some people don't mean no harm when they speak, so I don't want to give people the. I want to give them the. I want. I want to give them the benefit of the doubt. You see what I'm saying? Because sometimes people are so passionate. Sometimes in that moment, sometimes people don't mean harm, and I try not to take everything personal. You know what I mean? When people say certain things, which that I ain't gonna lie, it's hard for me because I'm so used to. I came from that. You see what I'm saying? I came from a place where, I had to be pretty aggressive. You know what I'm saying? Some people gonna say I didn't have to, but sometimes it's just those situations occur because see, the Most High, He already knows how your life gonna play out anyway. He already know before you was born. He already have your role. You already predestined according to the Most High. He already know. He let you live your life how He wanted to play out. You feel me? That's the way the Most High is. He let your life play out in the way that He wanted to play out. I can't sit up here and say, "Well, no, you mapped me another life out." I can't. I don't want my life to play out like that. And the Most High said, "No, that it's not my will for your life to play out in the way that you want it. I know what's best for you, and I'm gonna let your life play out in the way that I feel I feel need is to do, because this is the only thing that's going to break you and make you strong. I know what it's going to take, son, or whatever. So in the meantime, I'm just going to let the Most High do His work. You see what I'm saying? But I didn't want to take the sister literally wrong or whatever. You feel what I'm saying? Because I ain't gonna lie, in a way, I did. I ain't gonna lie, I felt some type of way. I said, "Damn, what the, like, what?" And the sister made a statement and said, "Well, over here, it's like what she was saying. She was saying that in a way, maybe I might have took it wrong. I don't know. Maybe she said, well, over here we're going to, well, I don't focus on negative, I'm focusing on the positive over here. Like, if me writing the comment, it's like me writing the comment, and she was saying, it seemed like to me, from the vibe that I got at the response, it's like the vibe that I got, that might have not been what they meant or whatever, but it was the vibe they was giving off. You feel me? Like, you shouldn't have wrote this in because you're in a negative tone. Now, I could be wrong, but you know how you send people messages and stuff, you really whatever, and then they be like, well, well, over here we don't focus on negativism and da, 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 da. And that's why I made a statement and I wrote a comment back and replied. I said, well, no, I'm not sitting up here bringing up negative stuff. It's a difference between bringing up things and being negative or complaining and being. It doesn't mean that I was not being positive, because I was saying, what was that? Because I was making a statement about controversy sales. You see what I'm saying? I said controversy sales. You feel what I'm saying? And just because I made a statement and said controversy sales, that doesn't necessarily mean that I was bringing negative energy into that circle. You see what I'm saying? And I think that's where people get it confused, because when you speak out against the so-called white man, the goddamn devil that the Bible speaks of, people feel that that is a negative connotation when you are saying and when you're talking about the condition that you came up in. No, that is your struggle, that is your life testimony, whatever. There's a difference between complaining. Let me tell you what complaining, let me tell you what being negative is. A person who has everything going for themselves, they rich, they well off, they got every physical thing that they need, but they still ain't satisfied, walking around and still find little bit of teensy weensy something is to uh, be negative about. That's the difference between negative and telling the truth. Telling the truth is one thing. Is mean that, okay, I'm not being negative, da da da. I'm just telling the truth, blah blah, and so on and so forth. That's all I'm doing. I'm not sitting up here. Let me turn the camera up. I'm not sitting up here, uh, like if like me. It's like me driving in a nice car, right? If I'm in a nice, let's just say if I'm in a nice car, nice, expensive Lamborghini, blah blah blah, whatever. I'm just making up something, right? And somebody comes up and let's just say, man, I'm still not satisfied. I wished I had me a not mind you. It's a nice car. You're riding. It ain't like you got to get up. It's storming, raining. You can't get out. You can't get out your house, and you don't have transportation. That's understandable. You know what I mean? But I'm talking about a person that has transportation. They has everything. They don't have no trouble with no bills. They don't have to pay rent. They don't have to do none of that stuff. But they still walking around like, man, I'm not satisfied. I wish the day wouldn't have never rained or whatever. Man, I'm tired of all this M so and so. These MFers are looking at me like, oh, like just bringing up anything. Like, man, I burnt, man, hell with that. I burnt up all my pancakes this damn morning. I'm tired of this shit. Now you rich and you got all the cars. To me, that's more like a complaining spirit. Somebody that, like, they got every damn thing, but they still walking around talking about they want to hang themselves or commit suicide. They ain't satisfied. Man, I'm not satisfied living in this world. I'm not satisfied. I'm tired. I'm tired of this and all that. You know what I mean? I'm tired of that. I'm tired of that. Like, you know what I mean? I failed out. Like any little thing. Man, I fell down today, man. I don't like that. But you got everything. You rich. You can afford any resource or material thing on this planet. There's nothing in this world you can't afford. If you want you 3 or 20 businesses, you can get it. If you want you 4, 5, 6 mansion houses, land that you ain't never got to pay taxes on, all that type of stuff. I'm just making up something. And you still walk out mad and stuff like that. Now, to me, in my definition, I will consider that as a spirit of negative. I'm just gonna say negative. You speaking negative. I don't know what's wrong with me today, man. I don't know. I guess the words just work with me when they want to, and they don't want to work with me. You still have a negative connotation. I'm gonna say it like that. They still have a negative connotation. They own all this here, but they still walking out mad with everybody. They got plenty of money in their pocket, but they still walk around like they want to fight, like they want to physically fight somebody just because this person looked at them a certain way or whatever. To me, that's a spirit of complaint because you got everything, but you still. But if you are living in a certain condition, right? If you living in a certain condition and you don't have a car, you don't have this hand. If just because you say what you don't have, that doesn't make you complaining. You're just telling the truth. Yeah, you just telling the truth. That's all you're doing. You're telling. If you sit up here and you see me call the so-called white man the enemy, the devil that the Bible speaks of, and all these different things and stuff like that, that's not negative because if you go right there in the Bible tells you in Revelation chapter 20 verse 9 and the 10, Revelation 20:10, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire. When you look at this white Jesus that they pushed all over the world, like Christ is a so-called white man and all of that type of stuff, what is that? That's not negative. You're saying what it is. That's like if a so-called white man do something good for me and a so-called white person do something good for me and for my people. Hey, Mingo, a so-called white man do something good, put you in a nice neighborhood, give you a nice car or whatever. If I point out the truth about what his nation of people has done, that's not me being negative. Oh, you still complaining? You still talking about the so-called white man like that? Look what he did for you. He put you in a nice home. He put you in a nice car. He put you in a nice house. You still complain, saying how the white man is the devil, this and that and the third. No, you just telling the truth. That's like me saying, since you've done all these good things for me, since we can get along or whatever, then getting along with you has nothing to do with me excusing. I'm not gonna sit up here and compromise with you because we got a good conversation. That doesn't mean that I'm not gonna break the truth to you and tell you, well, the truth in the matter is this is what your people done. The truth in the matter is this is what your ancestors have done to our ancestors, my ancestors, my forefathers, my people. You know what I mean? Just because I say things like that, that doesn't necessarily mean, oh, you complaining the so-called white man and did this. No, you're just telling the truth. Say, I know you did all these good things for us. I can understand. It may not be you, whatever, but you did something good. But guess what? I still have to break the news to you. That's still not going to stop God's judgment on you and for you and what your people did. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm trying to get people to understand. You see what I'm saying? Just because I tell the truth or whatever, now you hate. You a hateful individual because you tell the truth. No, telling the truth is all about love. That's what it is. Telling the truth is all about love. Saying what it is, what it is. It is what it is. Yes, but I did all these good things for you. Why you want to say all these? Well, it is what it is. I mean, it still doesn't stop and clear and justify. Just because you do something good, it's not going to justify what your people did. You see what I'm saying? It's not going to justify just because if I help 100 million people, I'm just making up something, help 100 million people, And let's just say if my forefather was a so-called Caucasian or Arab or something like that, I'm not going to be able to come here and tell God, well, I did all these nice things for millions. I went helped 100,000 people all over the world within 3 days and all this kind of stuff. Now, therefore, oh, it's going to excuse my judgment. No, that's not how the way that's gonna work. Because guess what? We live this good children of God on this planet. Then we live not go out here, hurt anybody, not being robbing people, not hurting nobody, not hurting or whatever, doing without honestly praying to God and living right and doing all these things. Did that stop God from saying, since you're living right, you know what? I'm not gonna let you go through nothing. I'm gonna let you have it easy. I'm gonna give you all this wealth. Even though you was this good person or whatever, I'm not gonna let you pay for what your forefathers done. Your forefathers used all kinds of witchcraft and all these things and this and that. But since you're doing something good, I'm not gonna allow you to pay for their sins what they have done. I'm gonna let you live a smooth life, and you ain't gonna have no problem. When the Bible says that um, all that will live godly in Christ Jesus will suffer persecution. That's what he said, right? So that lets you know if the people of God that don't have it easy in this world, and what make you think that didn't they have some good people on that slave ship? Did they have good people on the slave ship? Tell me that. Did they have good people? Yes, they did. They fed our innocent babies to alligators. 3 and probably 4 month old babies, fed them, used them for alligator bait. Innocent, right? They didn't do nothing wrong. They didn't do that, right? But they threw them in there. They throw them. A lot of the people didn't even know that the children didn't even know the death they died. They didn't even know they was in the world, right? So what makes you think you're gonna come here and tell me, oh well, the so-called white man did something good, whatever, blah, 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 they gonna get off or whatever? We didn't get off. We were good people, right? So by them being, you're trying to sit here and tell me justified because they done something good. They doing all these good things for so-called black people. You're telling me now all of a sudden they rape, rob, murder, hung and lynched, burnt our people at the stakes and stuff. That okay, well, since they doing something good, that'll make up for it. We not gonna punish them since they doing all these good things. No, that's not how they work. According to the Bible, he said that he's not gonna turn away the punishment of you. You see what I'm saying? He's not going to do that. So if we didn't get away with it, should they still pay for what they have done? Because guess what? Are we paying for what they did? Guess what? I am. I feel like I am. Guess what? I'm not walking around. I didn't wake up one morning and say, you know what? I hope I stay in this situation. I hope I don't have no money. I hope I struggle, and I hope I live in a single parent household, live with my mother all my life. And I pray and hope I struggle, and I hope and pray that I just have my life be the worst. I pray and hope before I even make 49 that I don't have a family, I don't have a business, I don't have 3 or 4 business, I ain't got no money, no none of these type of things. I'm praying. I didn't wake up one day and say that. I was born into this situation. You see what I'm saying? I didn't convert to this type of lifestyle. I didn't convert to it neither. I didn't convert. I didn't wake up and say, "Oh, I'm gonna convert to being a struggle, being struggling." Because guess what? If I could have converted to it, hell no, I'm not gonna convert. Who gonna convert to a struggle? What black man gonna convert to a struggle? We don't have to convert to no struggle. We never converted to no struggle. You see what I'm saying? But the so-called white man, they convert to everything. They went around the world. Okay, these are the real Jews. We gonna convert to now. We the Jews. No, you can't do that, bro. You can't do that. You can't do that, homie. No, you can't do that. You can't convert to our struggle. No, you can't do that. No, you can't. You can't do it. I don't care how you try to turn it around, twist it, or whatever. You can't do it. Ain't nowhere in the world you can sit up and live in a single parent household, convert to being in the prison system, convert to all of a sudden, now I'm gonna convert to being a so-called Caucasian. Now I'm gonna put all these put all the so-called black people in the prison and stuff. Hell no. You try to convert to that, you still gonna be identified as in their eyes a nigga. Whether you call yourself mixed, black, whatever the hell you call yourself, it doesn't really matter. When they look at you, your ass is up, but you not them. That's how they see you. And you don't do nothing. You ain't gonna if you try to be like talk like them or whatever, they gonna behind closed doors, they gonna laugh at your ass. Now, am I complaining? No, I'm not complaining. Am I bringing negative stuff? No, I'm only telling you what it is. So if anyone if has a problem with me putting a comment in a comment section and saying that controversy sale, and you I'm just saying, I'm not trying to accuse nobody and say that, oh, well, we don't dwell on the negative. We don't. No, I'm not dwelling on negativism. Uh, what I'm doing, I'm just saying that controversy sale. When you say controversy sale, that doesn't mean that you're being negative. It doesn't mean that you're bringing negative energy to the table. That's not what that means. You're not bringing negative energy because you see your black men and black women, the black men getting shot in the street. That is not being negative. You're pointing out a problem and things that are happening. Yeah. So this is what I want certain people to understand. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes before you speak, you got to think sometimes, just like I do. You pointing out something that are wrong. If somebody come in your house and try to take over, you're gonna sit think, hey, you can't come in my house with that. You can't come in my house with that. Either you abide by my rule or you get your ass out. That's how it is, right? A lot of you would say that. Now, just because if I pop up and say, man, you being negative, man. First of all, you're gonna be like, well, this is my house. How is that being negative? That's what you would tell me. How am I being negative? Saying that I don't want this individual to come in my house and ruin what I got. So before you respond, like, well, we don't bring negative here. We bring positivity over here. We bring positive energy over here. I didn't say that I was bringing negative energy. I was just saying, put it in the comment section around the world. You know what? All this is what the person could have said. They could have been like, you know what? That is true, brother. And that's why, you know what? We gonna keep it real positive. But I love that what you said. That makes a lot of sense. That's what I would say. I'm not gonna be like, well, we, um, you bringing. I don't want nobody bringing negative stuff in my comment section. That's stupid. How is a person bringing negative stuff in a person's comment section when they only just saying just because when you say and you if you look around the line, you look online, you look on social media. I see a video that was speaking negative of so-called black women and so-called black men. Within 8 to 9 years, you know how many views that video got? That video got over 1 million views. I seen it. And I remember watching that video about 9, 10 years ago on YouTube. This was on YouTube. This was on YouTube. So just because I'm saying and pointing it out, that doesn't mean that I'm being negative because I come and write something or somebody come and write something in my comment section and tell me, you know what, brother, one thing I can see, controversy sells. I would tell you, you know what, you right, brother. You got a lot of people in this world, they ain't, I sure can understand 1,000% of what you're saying. Not come out and get smart and be like, uh, now, I'm not admitting no harm. I'm just saying, this is what it sounded like to me. Um, well, we're not talking about that negative stuff here. I didn't say that. Like, it's like they're saying you bringing negative stuff over here, all because you're pointing it out and saying, you know, all I said was controversy. It does sell. That's all I said. And I'm just using this as an example, bro. How people just, and when it's like that, they're negative themselves because they say they love the truth and they have a passion for the truth. But when you can definitely find out within a couple of seconds if they really is for it, because their actions gonna tell whether they really for it. They'll say they for the right thing, but in reality, they not. Yeah, they not really for it, but they'll act like it. Just like I told a person, they had an individual told me a couple of days ago. They said, "I love you, but I'm not gonna listen to the bullshit you're saying and da 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 da. I love you, I love you." No, you don't love me. You can't love me until you learn how to love the Most High first. I told them that's impossible. Nobody can love nobody until you learn how to love the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and start off with keeping the commandments. The biblical definition in the Bible is if you love something, love is an action word. Keeping the commandments is proof that it proves your love for Christ. It proves who you say you are. It proves who I say I am. If I say I love a person, you're not just gonna just say it, but you're gonna do it. You know? You're not just gonna say it, you're gonna be about it. People say actions speak louder than love? I mean, louder than words, right? Oh, wait a minute. Yeah. They say actions speak louder than words. So I had to come and talk about that. You see what I'm saying? That's why I don't get in. You got to be careful what circle of people you anticipate in, because everybody don't have the same spirit. They don't have a righteous spirit, a desire spirit, a passion spirit is to keep the commandments of God. If a person don't keep the commandments of God, and it's not in their will and spirit, you can forget about them loving you, because nobody can love no one unless you have the spirit of the Most High. That's it. You can't love unless you love God first. And loving God means you're keeping His commandments. That's all. That's all it means. So I'm up out of here, and I feel like I talked enough, or some people gonna say you rambled enough, but that's it. So I'm up out of here, man.